How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about a perspective that when you think about it and apply to your life, you can change absolutely anything. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you're going to pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. Well, we're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. Well, before we get started, something I've mentioned over and over again, and there's no better way to say it, but I just appreciate it so much. Thank you for the positive comments. All of you that have taken the time to leave a comment on this episode, which you can do if you're on Spotify or YouTube, you can leave a comment. Not only does it help me know what you connected with, it makes me feel like, we're on the same journey together, but somebody else might read your comment and that's what inspires them to listen to the episode. So there's so much good in that. And I thank you so much for that. Also, I want to make this the #1 mindset podcast in the world. And the best way to do that would be together. So if there's something that resonates with you that you believe would be helpful to someone else, if you share it to them, that would mean the absolute world to me. And I'd never be able to thank you enough for that. And I really appreciate it. But let's dive into today's message. So I looked for the clip for where this came from. It was something that I came across online on social media and I couldn't find it. And I was hoping to share it. So I'm just going to have to say it the best way that I can, because this perspective, when I heard it, this understanding, it gave me back so much power. Because sometimes we forget who we truly are. You see, we are the universe. We are a part of God of the highest frequency. Like, we have so much value that we have to offer. We are so much, and we forget it. We forget it because we've been hurt. We forget it because we failed. We forget it because we've lost sight and connection with the higher power, our higher selves. But here is what you have to understand. So somebody said that they had a conversation with God. And the conversation went like this. They asked God, why do you allow all the pain and suffering in the world? And God's response was, why do you? You see, it makes so much sense when you realize that there's no difference. God allows it because we allow it. The universe allows it because we allow it. We are the creators. I used to think that, and this is a little bit of a religious perspective, but I used to think when they said that mankind or humankind was made in the image of God, I thought that there was this guy in the sky, this person that looked like a human body, and we were made in that. But then as my understanding grew, as I've connected more into the spiritual things or the energetic things, the universe of things, going beyond thinking it's just a single power in the sky, I realized it's not a person that we're duplicated as. It's the creative energy. It's love. That's why I say that we are observers and creators, because that's what the higher power is. It observes everything, it is everything, and it created everything. So if we were made in that image, then that's what we are. So all the hurt, all the pain, everything that you see in the world is a creation by our group consciousness. It's not just you alone, but you are a huge contributor to it. So anything that you don't like in the world, if you want God to change it, you have to change it. But you see, you don't change it externally, you change it internally, because the world is not as it is as we are. Our perception is our reception, so we have to change the frequency within us. It's always an inward journey. If you want to heal the world, start with you. This is where selfishness is good. If your objective is your purpose is to uplift others, we talk about being the rising tide, then start within. That's a selfless version of selfish behavior. Making yourself the best version to give the world is a gift. And so with this perspective, I started changing the way I see things. You see, there's the things that we love to do. The good things, the gifts. Maybe you don't know your gifts, but you have them. We have the gifts that are given by the universe. Everything's expanding in a positive way. So each and every one of us have something that's amazing. And people might have similar gifts, but we have something that's amazing. And then we have the things that we struggle with. Maybe it's a negative mindset. Maybe it's depression. Maybe it's anxiety. Maybe it's work ethic. Like whatever it is, we have the things that we struggle with. Here's how we expand love, or at least this is how I'm expanding love. I think about what I'm good at, what I do love, what I enjoy, and I say, thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for this. But you see, gratitude, right? That's the tool to connect energy. That's the tool to lift. Has to be fully used. Just saying thank you for the family time, thank you for the job, thank you for the ability is not true gratitude. Gratitude is actually action. It's an act of service, an act of love. And so what I've been doing with the things that I don't like to do, the things that are hardest, the things that hurt, the things that are painful, the things that are negative within me, I start improving those, I start working on those, and I do it as a service to the higher power. I do it to a service to the higher me, to God, to the universe, and I pump it full of love. Thank you for this hard time. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to go through this pain and giving me the choice to go through it with love. To love the thing that hurts. To love the thing that's painful. To love the thing that provides lack. That's true gratitude. And when you can start loving the things that are difficult for you, imagine what goes into the world, because the world is a reflection of ourselves. So the pain in the world is the pain within ourselves. People that do painful things, right? It's hurt people. If you have the attraction or the pull to do these hurtful things, whether it's to yourself or to the world, it's because you need to go and heal within. We can only inspire others to heal by healing ourselves. So if you want to be service, be service. If you want to take away the ego perspective of what we're supposed to be, your parents telling you you're supposed to be this, or your mind telling you this, or the radio or the news or this telling you this is who you're supposed to be, you're not supposed to be any of those things. You are supposed to come here and honor the higher frequency, honor the higher version of yourself by operating as love at all times. The difficulty, the pain, the hardship in this life are your opportunities. When we start acting in love service during the painful opportunities, that's what we become. We are not the best version of ourselves, right? The things that we're good at. We are truly the things that we struggle most with. In our worst moments, that's our true energy. You see, you can't just consider yourself a loving, positive person when you're only surrounded by love and positive things. Because then when you go to the negative, the hurtful things, if you start just being a receptor or a mirror of that, then you become hurtful and negative. You have to become the version of yourself that is always loving, always seeing the good in the world, always putting good, no matter what is going on externally. That's how you step in your true power. So if you want to change your life, change your perspective on what's difficult. Change your perspective on what's hardest for you, what you need to heal within, and say thank you for this, and then work on it. And as you're working on it, say positive things. I am the best with this. I'm so glad for this opportunity to expand. I'm so thankful to go through this time because I am the person that can bring love into it. That's how you pump positive, healing, loving energy into what's difficult. That's the only path. Grow yourself, change your perspective, change the world, and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a positive perspective on what you can do to make a shift in your life. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook group all down below. So I appreciate all the follows there. And if you listen to this and you're ready to make a shift, you want to do this in your life, this is what I do. I'm a mindset coach. I help people see the opportunity within them, build a plan that will help them heal, help them grow, and help them expand. If you want more information on this, the best way to reach out to me would be Instagram, or there's a link down below. If you fill that out, I will get back to you and we can talk about how this might be the right plan for you. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.